Hi everyone and welcome back to the Nails channel. I am Steffi Fernandez and today we'll be doing 3 gorgeous simple floral designs for Mother's Day. Also, we've taken some of the feedback into account. We've got new cameras, new angles, so I hope you enjoy this tutorial. Let's get cracking. Now we're going to start off with a design that's super simple, that literally anyone at any level can do. Probably a hard one for me because it's a little bit too basic, but it's so lovely and really anyone at any level can do it. I'm going to start off with the color that I really love. It's a new color, soon to be released. It's called Heatwave. Look how gorgeous. It's like an orangey lava kind of color. Oh, absolutely stunning. I saw this and I was like, I gotta use it. Gotta use it. I'm gonna go in with a nice thin layer all over the nail. Oh, wow. This color is just to die for. So I've got one layer on. I'm going to cure this and add a second layer and then start our design. Right, second layer cured. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a lint-free wipe and I'm going to just get some gel residue wipe off solution and I'm going to give the nail a good wipe. Now, the reason I'm giving it a wipe is this. Can you see the lint-free wipe? It's the residue that's left on the nail is actually slightly tinted, of course, because of the color that's on it. And if I was to go and paint straight in with white and drag the color, it would mix in with the white and it wouldn't be as white anymore. So I've wiped that layer off. And I'm going to go in with the dotting tool. And this is a really simple design. Literally anyone can do it. I'm going to go in with the fatter side. So you've got 2 sides. One is really thin. One is a bit thicker or, bulkier. I'm going to go into that white. And I'm going to just pick up some of the color. And I'm going to start dotting around 6 dots in a circle shape. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 more, 5, and 6. And I'm going to do a few of them all over the nail because we're going to do a few flowers. Have you ever watched Bruce Almighty? Yeah, so I can never call daisies daisies anymore. It has to be 2 daisies. Because he mixes that tulips and daisies for Jennifer Aniston, doesn't he? I call them 2 daisies. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm now going to go in with my 0003 detailing brush. I'm going to just load the brush with the tiniest amount of paint because we already have those dots to refer to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag those dots inwards, okay? I'm just going to go in and drag the dots without destroying them, hopefully, into the middle. So again, dragging the dots to the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat this with all the other flowers. And the last one. And I'm going to go in and flash cure this for about 5 seconds and add some dots in the middle. Right, we flash cured this. I'm going to go in again with the dotting tool. I'm going to go into this gorgeous blue that I'm going to use here, which is called Tranquil Seas. I'm going to dip my dotting tool into it and just go and add a dot in the middle. And now that I've done that, I'm going to cure it for the full length of time, and then I'm going to add top coat to finish off the design. Right, this is fully cured now. I'm going to go in with our urban graffiti top coat. I'm going to put a nice thin layer of this, and then we've got our design done. Make sure you cap the edges. Give it a few seconds just to even itself out and pop it into the lamp. And there you have it, guys. One of the easiest designs you can achieve, really, in a matter of a few seconds. And it's so cute, proper. I think it's quite springy. It's quite lovely. So there you go, guys. Right, so for the next design, we're going to go in and do some roses. So I'm going to stick to, again, the same theme, floral design. And this one is just absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to do it for a while, so I'm quite excited to show you what it looks like. I'm going to start with a French cream. So I'm going to apply a nice thin layer all over the nail, just as usual. Try and apply it as even as possible. Just because with the sheer colors, if you don't apply it evenly, it can look that some areas are actually patchy. So try to apply it as even as possible, and also let it do its thing. Leave it for a few seconds after you apply, so the product moves around and self-levels, so it looks a bit more even. So again, just before I cure it, I'm just waiting a few seconds, letting it self-level. Look how look what happens when we do this. It just looks even, really. I'm gonna pop this into the lamp, 30 seconds, and then we'll start our design. So to kick off this design, I'm only going to do one layer for now, and you'll see why. But to kick off this design, I'm actually going to be using one of our new colors that's not been released yet. It's called Stormwatch, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous kind of concrete gray color. Absolutely stunning, and I think it'll be perfect for this design. So I'm going to go ahead and load my detailing brush, and I'm going to start painting a couple of roses on the nail. So to start off the design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a very, very small kind of semicircle, just like this. And then I'm going to carry that semicircle on, but I'm going to break it into two sections so it's easier, and just create this little circular shape, but I'm not going to join it. Now what I want to be doing once I get this is create two petals on each side, and I'm going to make them so they're fat in the middle and they're thin at the edges. So it's okay if I press and apply pressure here, But when I come out, I want to make the line nice and thin, just like this. And again, I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So from here, I'm going to apply pressure in the middle. And I'm going to release the pressure and get a thinner line here. And again, release the pressure and a thinner line. Now I'm going to do the same thing, and we're going to cup those two petals, but this time on the side. So I'm going to go and do this again, pressure, release, pressure, release. Nice and easy. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. So usually the petals come in two and they're opposite each other. And then to finish off this flower, I'm probably going to add another petal, but the last one won't be having like a second petal to go. It's just going to be literally one, and that's it. And there you go. Got a gorgeous, beautiful rose. Super easy to do. And I'm going to repeat the same thing that we've done now. Just create another rose on the bottom half of the nail. Then again, I'm going to add one last petal, probably just here. So this one can be slightly thicker as well. And I think, sorry guys, I was originally going to do only 2 flowers, but I'm going to add another one here. But it's going to be just half a rose kind of thing, because there's not enough space. I'm going to do it quickly. And once you've got your roses ready, we're going to cure this for the full length of time. Right, so we've cured this layer. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in with a French cream and just apply a layer on top of the roses that we already did. That should be a nice thin layer, so let me just remove some of the excess. We don't want to cover up the rose completely. We want it to come through. And once it's on and we're happy with it, we're going to cure that again for the full length of time and carry on with our design. Right, so now it's fully cured. I'm going to go in and paint the same roses, just with a darker shade, which is Serious Black in our case. And I'm going to paint the same roses so it looks like a faded roses design kind of thing. Again, I'm going to go in and again start with that little semicircle. You might see it better with black, so that's good. I'm going to start with the petals again, pressure, release, pressure, release. If it's easier for you, just think about it as a U shape and then add some more body to the midsection of that U shape. Then I'm going to do one last one here. So again, like a U shape and a bit of body. So So I've added a few little lines here and there just to make that empty space look not so empty. And I'm going to cure this and then apply a top coat. So you can see how beautiful that is already. We've got like a layered rose. The roses are coming through. It's a sheer nice color on top. And then you've got that really dark rose on top, which is lovely. I'm going to cure this, top coat, and that's design 2 done. And there you have it, guys. Wow. Look how gorgeous this is. Absolutely stunning. This is not inspired by a wallpaper, but I really, really love this design. You can do it in a range of different colors, really. You can use pink, red, different tones of yellow, orange, and make that kind of more of your thing. I've just used a couple of colors to show what we can do, but I think it will look gorgeous in pink and red. As long as you've got a color that's a bit sheer, so the rose can come through, it will really look amazing no matter what colors you choose. So for our final design, I don't know if you guys watched, but a few weeks back, I've posted a picture on Instagram on the Naio Nails Instagram account, and I've done a washed floral look. I have used a navy blue for that one, but I'm going to recreate the same look today, but I'm going to do it on serious blacks just so you can have an idea and see what I'm doing better. So I'm going to start by applying 2 thin coats of serious black all over the nail. And again, just apply an even layer all over the nail. And I'm going to cure it for the full length of time before we start painting. So again, I'm just painting that. I'm going to cure it. I might go for the second layer just because the flowers are going to be white. And then we'll start the design. Right. Second layer on. Nice and thin layer, guys. And I'll pop it back into the lamp. Right, so to get that wish-washy effect that we're looking for, I'm going to start by applying a very one thin layer of base coat. Now, we're going to apply base coat, not blooming gel, because if we apply blooming gel, the flower will really bloom, if it makes sense. So we're going to go in with base coat, just so there's a little bit of movement, not too much. I'm going to go in and paint a thin layer all over the nail. And guess what we're doing next, Drew? After applying this thin layer.
Flash cure.
No. No, I knew who would say flash cure. That's why I wanted to throw him off a little bit. We are actually not going to flash cure or cure this design, this thin layer that we've done. We're actually going to paint on it while it's wet. So I'm going to go in with my 3D brush. And I'm going to pick up some white paint. I was thinking about wine there, guys. Anyway, white gel polish. And I'm just going to go in and grab a little bit on my brush. And I'm going to paint on the nail while it's wet. And look what happens. You get that gorgeous effect without even trying of dragging through that wet paint, just like this. And I'm going to go in and do a little bit on the other side. So again, just pull it downwards. Pull it downwards. And they're not perfect, those petals, but that's what gives this design a bit of a wow factor, I suppose. So we've got the petals on each side. And now I'm going to go in with a detailing brush and just add a little bit more detail. So just a couple of lines so we can add some, leaves or anything like that. So I'm just going to go in and literally drag a couple of lines from the midsection of the flower to the background. And we are doing all of this while it's wet. So the color does spread slightly, but not too much. Should really move the palette this way. And now I'm going to go in and grab more color and start just adding some leaves. So I'm just going to draw leaves just as you would. Seems a bit tricky on a wetter background, but absolutely looks gorgeous. So again, a little leaf here. I think there's one more missing here, probably. And now that I'm happy with the flower and the leaves and whatnot, I'm gonna cure this for the full length of time this time, and then we're gonna continue our design. So we've now cured our flowers. They look gorgeous. What we're gonna do is just add a little bit more detail on that dry layer now, and just make those petals a bit more round or make them pop out slightly. So I'm just gonna like outline them, if it makes sense. So I'm just going to go in and add some detail just here. It just makes everything come together. So a little bit of a line here. And I'm going to add some lines over here as well. It doesn't have to be perfect, even if it's like not necessarily outlining the flower perfectly, just a line on here to give it a bit of a highlight as well. Just like this. And I'm gonna go in and maybe fill in some of the leaves. And I'm gonna flash cure this for about 15 seconds, minutes? 15 seconds. You know, if I flash cured this flower for 15 minutes, it would be as stand as me. Now, to add a little bit more detail, I'm going to go in with literally my favorite color out of the Jelly Range collection, which is Valencia Orange. And I think it's perfect to add some detail in the midsection of the flower. So I'm just going to dab in a little bit on my palette, and I'm going to go in again with the 3D brush. There's no need to, you know, bring another brush or whatnot. We're going to go in and get some color, and I'm literally just going to pop it on in the middle section of the flower, just like this. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Literally just pop it in the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 3D brush and wipe the excess off on my palette or on a lint-free wipe. And I'm just going to again blend it in so it's not as harsh. You know, guys, I like to soften my lines. So I'm just going to do this on here. And again, so it doesn't look as, you know, placed as it does at the moment. We're just going to kind of drag it out slowly, blend it in. And then we're going to go in again and flash cure this. All right, we flash cured this. So look how beautiful that looks already. Super, super easy to achieve as well. Only with a base coat underneath and paint the flowers on. You didn't even have to be a master at painting. Just stroke it down the nail and you achieve something so beautiful. So I'm going to just mention something. If you want, guys, you can use some of our green shades on the Jelly range, and you can add a little bit of more depth or some, you know, color on the leaves. So you can use the green shades that we have. I'm just going to leave it like this for the moment because I want to concentrate on florals design today. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in with Serious Black again. And what I'm going to do is just add a bit of, shadow or darkness at the middle of the flower. So I'm just going to do the same thing as I've done with the Valencia orange. Just apply some on the middle, just so it kind of blends with the background. Apply some in the middle. Again, remove the excess of the product and then just slightly blend it in. Very quickly, very easy. Don't play with it too much because we want to see the other color coming through as well. And now we can really fully cure this, and then we're going to go in with the top coat, and this is our final design done. Right, I'm going to top coat this and finish the design here. But if you guys fancy making it a bit more glamorous or a bit more, out there, you can add a little bit of caviar beads in the middle of each flower. You can embellish it with a little bit of stones and make those flowers pop out a bit more. But for me, I'm happy with this way. So I'm just going to lock in that design, apply a layer of top coat. And you're ready to go. I won't lie, guys, this look was inspired by my very, very ugly wallpaper at home. I moved into a flat where the wallpaper is a little bit old-fashioned, but there's inspiration anywhere, right?
Looks better on a nail than on a wall.
100%. Looks a lot better, trust me. And there you have it, guys. The final design of our 3 floral looks that we've done today. Hope you like it. Super easy to do. And there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. 3 floral designs for your granny, your mom, or any parental figure, regardless of the gender, that has raised you up and given you love throughout your life. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish my mother happy Mother's Day. So Mama, Ima, I love you. You're the greatest woman I know. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you all join me below and add some comments and show some love to your mothers or your parental figures that's been there for you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that malarkey. And I'll see you on the next video.